I would now like to invite Ms. Terrie Green from Marin City Climate Resilience and Health Justice.
Thank you. This is by no means an exhaustive list of what's been going on in Marin City, but it'll give you a good overview of some of the challenges that we are up against. Okay, so we're going to be talking about sea level rise issues, water issues in general, toxic issues, and it's just to give you especially public health issues. And this is an overview, so let's get started. October 24th was a big day for everyone. The atmospheric river. What I'm showing you here, this is a NOAA map. And on October 24th, in Marin City, I'm showing you 4 feet, but the reason why I'm showing you 6 feet is because we did have some 6-foot issues scattered in Marin City of water as well. And so the flooding, yes, we're looking at sea level rise, groundwater rise. And it was really interesting when Dr. Hill was sharing her slides a few minutes ago. I said, oh, let me send her this slide of stormwater shooting up from the ground. It's amazing. And then you would just the whole torrential rains that we get and the king tides. But you take a look at all of this, the fact that we don't have any drain pipes, there's no drainage system when you get in and out of Marin City, and you take a look at this and you say, wow, what's really going on? And this is what took place. And folks say to us all the time from the county, oh, we don't have to pay attention to Marin City until it's 3 feet of sea level rise or 3 flooding. Well, it's been flooding in Marin City for 80 years. It's between 4 and 6 foot right now. Let's go to the toxic contamination. This is the 101 freeway. Just wanted to be able to show you the rain was starting. And it goes from here all the way into Marin City. Many of you all have seen this picture of that tall man wading through the contaminated waters in Marin City. It's right there at the hub. And the thing is we actually had 3 cars that were stranded in these contaminated waters. But more than that, why are we focusing on that? Why are we in Marin City focusing on this? Why is this happening? What's happening with our health? Mm-hmm. There's a 20-year decreased life expectancy that's happening here. Between the folks in Marin City and the people on the right of us, on the left of us, people up the freeway. We look at Marin City having the highest chronic disease rate. Yes, we're concerned about these contaminated waters. Having the highest disability rate. And then African Americans are twice as likely to experience disability. And by the way, Marin City is yet a food desert. But let's take a look at the broken pipes. Mm-hmm. We've had broken pipes, continue to have broken water pipes, drain pipes, but you look at this contaminated water. According to the 2017 flood study, talks about the broken, cracked, rusted, talks about the pipes. All this, we know, is getting into our pipes. Can you, this young man, this tall man, can you imagine our kids having to wade through this on their way to schools, on their way back from school? When I take a look at this, and yes, this is near and dear to my heart because I have a daughter who had to take her son to play football in the East Bay. When they came back, they couldn't get back in Marin City. There's a little, right outside of Marin City, there's a little business district where, cars was piled up from Marin City because they couldn't get in. And what did she do? I cannot believe she actually waded through this contaminated water because she said, hey, I got a 6-year-old son. I need to get to him. I'm like, oh, no. But she wasn't by herself. There were 4 families, some with small children, having to wade through this contaminated water on October the 24th just to try to get into the community. Folks been wading in this water for 80 years. I waded in it on my way to school in Sausalito. Again, why is this still happening? Lack of investment, and disinvestment kills. Pollution kills. Water pollution, soil pollution, air pollution. We're 99 on the CalEnviro screen there. What's the end result? Our bodies are polluted, bringing on an early death amongst the people who live here in this community. Yes, Marin City was designed and built for folks to come here from the South to work in the shipyards. We were only 4 feet from the ships, 4 feet, 4 blocks from the shipyard. So you're talking about issues of redlining? You're talking about issues, I think Dr. Hill said, I think she called it a soup, toxic soup. I called it October 24th, that was a swamp. Why? Why is this still happening? The Marin City Climate Resilience and Health Justice, this is our team. And we're an environmental justice organization serving the disadvantaged and overburdened community of Marin City. We advocate for equitable inclusion in planning, decision-making, and emergency preparedness for the Marin City community. Why do we say that about the planning and decision-making? Because most of the time, we're not even brought to the table. We ask to be at the table. We're not even brought in when it's time to make decisions. But we're trying to elevate what's going on in the community right now. You know, the world's going to have to know what's happening in order for change to come about. Let's look at our focus. Climate change, sea level rise, community resilience, public health protections, community outreach and engagement, intergenerational leadership development, youth environmental science camps. Matter of fact, our young people, we have them for this summer. In the spring, we'll have them over the Christmas vacation. But the young people are saying, you know what? We need to get our Governor Newsom to come on out here. And so they're going to do a writing campaign to try to get him to come and speak on the 17th of January at the Martin Luther King event. We need to be able to, we have to elevate these situations. 80 years of flooding, nothing has changed. Things have gotten worse. There's nothing like having to see your sister on oxygen 24 hours a day. It's nothing like having to see your mother before she died on oxygen trying to breathe. It's nothing like seeing folks having to go dialysis, young people and old people. It's nothing like seeing people with all kinds of respiratory illnesses. The chronic diseases exist here. Why is that? Why is it that we have clusters of cancer all over this community? What is here? That's why we have to deal with issues around hazard mitigation, water, air, and soil quality. And yes, we're working with Audubon. Yes, we're working with the county trying to restore the wetland down at the foot of the hill. And yes, we have to look at issues around social equity. This is what was happening on October 24th. I'm going to jump into solutions. I only have 10 minutes and less than that, so that's why I'm moving forward here. This is part of our team, and they're overlooking the degraded wetland that we have here in Marin City. It's been like that. Most people think that it's a place, it's a sewage dump because of the odor. But we want it to be a place of beauty. And yes, we have some issues right now because number one, we want to really be able, we have to have an additional sediment testing. The initial tests showed elevated levels of lead and nickel and zinc, arsenic, chromium. We have what are some of the other historical contaminants from the shipyard days? We know dumping took place. We have to look at that. But we need environmental lawyers, environmental engineers and planners. We need more caring allies. We need grant writers. We need scientists, journalists. We need folks that are specialists around public health issues to work with us. We need folks who are specialists around issues around the legacy contaminants, pollution. Oh, yes. What we're trying to do, what we're doing is setting up an endowment. Why? Because folks that should be doing this work, addressing these issues, aren't addressing them at all. And so what we said, hey, let's try to raise the money and we can maybe hire some of these specialists to come in and come up with some solutions. And we'll bring them to the table at the Board of Supervisors, Marin County Board of Supervisors meeting. Let's fix it. Legacy contamination kills. It kills. What we need, and for those of you all that may know these organizations, the Marin Municipal Water District, we need new water pipes in our community. We met with them a few months ago, and we wasn't even on their list. I'm saying, look, you're putting in new pipes all over the county. When are we going to get some new pipes? Our pipes have been bursting. Our pipes are corroded. Come on now. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at some of these lead issues. Marin County Department of Public Works. Marin City is made like a bowl. You coming into Marin City? No drain pipes there. Come on now. What is that? I had an organization to come to the table, a big organization came and said, and placed $6.5 million in DPW's laps. Hey, and what was the response? And I'll never forget it. The statement was, unfortunately, that's how Marin City was designed. How do you think that made us feel in the community? When I look all over this county and they're working on things all the time. The county's been knowing that we didn't have these drain pipes. Caltrans, if I go to them, why was the water, the 12 acres of toxic waters flowing off the 101 directly into Marin City and into the pond? Why is that? That has to be dealt with. We need those contaminated waters. They have to be rerouted, filtered out, then sent out to the bay. Come on now. When we look at the Board of Supervisors with millions and millions and millions of dollars, we need infrastructure investment right here in Marin City. We're tired of being ignored. We're tired of being actually not even seen. You know, no, we're here. My parents came here from Texas to help save this country, working in the shipyards. My own mother getting what? From asbestos scraping? Come on now, mesothelioma. Our folks, many of our folks, got all kind of sickness and diseases because of what's been happening, what hasn't happened here in this community. The Department of Toxic Substance Control, we need some protection from all of this toxic harm that's been going on in our community. And there's more. Big regulators, we need you all at the table. We need you in Marin City. We need help. Thank God we just got the Army Corps of Engineers in to help us with an evacuation. We don't even have an evacuation route. One way in and one way out. There are all kinds of issues that we have. What do we need you to do right now? We need everybody to spread the word. Let everyone know what's going on in Marin City. Let everybody know about what's happening here. Share with your local politician. Advocate for social and environmental justice in Marin City. To support our endowment we just started, you could send it to 3001 Bridgeway Street. Here it's on there. To the post office there. We've got to restore health in our community. Again, become an ally. What you see here, there was a big march that Play Marin had a major march, over 300 folks marching, and we joined forces with them. And do you know these young people and their parents were so excited, they grabbed signs, and this march, these young people, they marched all the way to Mill Valley, talking about stop the flooding in Marin City. That contamination kills. These young people and their parents said something have to be done. So you all can get in touch with me, Terrie Green. I'm the Executive Director of Marin City Climate Resilience and Health Justice. I'm located at 630 Drake Avenue in Marin City. Here's my email, terriegreen@marincityclimateresilience.org. And I'd love to talk with you all. Thank you so much.